Welcome to my live stream, Laura, and appreciate coming on tonight. So I usually call this gaming after dark because I I can only play games usually at night. So I'm trying to bring on as many of my friends to come and hang out and play games with me at night as possible. And congratulations, you're the first one here today.
I'm the first one here, and I've ruined the format because I'm playing games in the daytime in the light. I've already broken your format.
We'll give you credit. I mean, you're all the way across the ocean, so I think I'll forgive you for that one. But
that's fine. It might still work. It is after dark. There was dark before this, so.
Well, I guess why didn't you introduce yourself to the people taking a look and what this game means to you, I guess.
Hi, yes, I'm Laura. I write for IndieHaven.com. We play indie games and write words about them. I like Gone Home because I don't want to. I won't spoil anything yet for anyone who hasn't played it, because I know there are people who just jump into these live streams. This game, I'm very happy that this game exists because it speaks to me in a way that makes me feel very happy that this is a thing that's in a game. And I know I'm being really vague, so.
Well, I think that's the really hard part about talking about this game in the first place, because, the beauty of it is at the end, and kind of, I guess, the catharsis you come to when the game is finished. But, also, you kind of want to convey, why it's a really good game to people. So, I mean, that's been.
Well, that's fine. Just come watch it with us, and you'll get a little bit of an idea of why this game is the game that everyone keeps saying. Play it. We're not going to tell you why, but play it.
And that's part of the reason why. So, when this is done, I could show it to people who probably haven't played this game and say, here, this is why me and a lot of other white writers like this game. So, I guess we will technically be the first ones to, not first ones, but to do a little bit of commentary like this on this game. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right,
I'm too tired. I need to make myself a drink.
Do you want to make yourself some coffee first?
That's fine. I've got cans of various flavors of energy drink next to me, so I'll be good.
I forgot you have your totally erratic sleep schedule, right?
My sleep schedule is completely messed up at this point. I just don't know what's going on anymore.
Hi, Mom. So I got
here
my
we
ticket
go.
home
We're
from
playing.
Europe. I get back on June 6th, but it's a
bear
really
in
late
mind,
flight
what I
because
see
that
will
was
be
the
about
cheapest,
2
so it gets in at midnight.
seconds, 2 maybe 3
But
seconds
don't worry, I'll get a
behind you,
shuttle from the
Jose.
airport, so you don't have to pick me up. Really, seriously, you don't have to. Okay, so love you. See you soon. Bye.
We should probably tell people a little bit about the Fulbright company and I guess kind of the people that made this game a little bit first before we really get into it.
Yeah, the game was made by some of the people. The main person behind it is a guy called Steve Gaynor. He's the main person behind the story, and he worked on the Minerva's Den DLC for Bioshock 2. Is probably one of the better things he's known for having worked on. He did a little bit of work on Bioshock Infinite, and again he did a lot of work on games like that where it's telling a story through the world, which I think definitely shows in Gone Home.
Yeah, I know. I think you can see a lot of influences on this game from Bioshock Infinite, just the way you pick things up and the kind of things that you see or the things that you hear pretty much tell the story.
Yeah, and also, intentionally or not, there's a similar horror vibe as you go around.
So, when you played this game the first time, I guess, what was the first thing that you did, or the first thing that you looked at first?
Went straight for the door. I was not looking for... I didn't realise I was looking for extra detail. I just jumped at that door. I was like, okay, I want to get in. What's going on? Where are we going?
See, I didn't move. I actually just hit the menu button, and and I wanted to see what kind of items that I had.
I didn't realise till 3/4 through the game that I had an inventory, which is silly because I was thinking like, okay, I'm going into this. I thought it was a crazy haunted house I was going into, so I don't know why I didn't look for like, okay, well, how many bullets do I have? Where's my gun?
And usually this is the part where that kind of happens, right? I suddenly take out my gun, and I'm in the war zone, but like not necessarily with this game. But I mean, I wanted to figure out, I guess, who I was playing, so it was interesting, kind of seeing a little bit who Katie was, and just the setup of this game is really minimal. She just came back from a European vacation, and like I think that by itself kind of says something a little bit about who she is. You know, that you already feel like she's that kind of older sister type in the first place.
Again, beyond that sort of open introductory answer phone message, I didn't really pay any attention to who Katie was until Sam started talking, and we'll get to her in a minute, but until Sam started talking, I was just sort of, I didn't really have any interest in who Katie was. Actually, maybe this letter on the door might have been where I started to wonder about Katie.
Well, I mean, this kind of says enough about her.
Yeah, I read this and I was like, okay, we're ready for the murder, suicide, crazy story. Someone's going to end up dead by the end of this.
Oh, I know, right? That's the first thing that you go through, and that's one of those things where they play on your kind of survival horror tropes, like not necessarily even in games, but also movies. Where it's like, note on the door, nobody's home, it's raining. You know, that's the first kind of. It really just plays with your expectation, I guess.
Definitely. We'll see in a second the Christmas duck. I want a Christmas duck. This Christmas is not going to feel complete unless I have a Christmas duck.
Can you actually find that somewhere? I wonder if somebody would actually sell some of the
People keep asking them to make Christmas ducks. I don't know if they've agreed to do it yet, but I've seen more than one interview where people have asked Steve to make Christmas ducks.
See, I felt kind of dumb actually here because I was like, "Where's the freaking key?" Like, I couldn't necessarily find it at first, but.
Well, it felt like that was a way to teach you to that you can open. You can pick up items, you can turn them around, inspect them, which I then thought was going to be a bigger part of the game, when it's like, okay, you're teaching me this before I've even walked in the door.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that I'm going to need to use this to progress, and I guess that wasn't such a big deal in the game, but...
So, I guess, where did you go for first when you entered the house?
I was a person for sticking to the walls, so I stuck to the left wall, like I turned left, looked at the wall, and then just kind of followed the wall around. So I went along the wall into the bathroom, back along the wall, and just kind of followed that left side of the building.
See, for me, I was like, okay, the lights were off, and like the first thing I was like, alright, I'm gonna turn on some lights.
Oh yeah, okay, I turned on some lights. And I never turned them off ever because I was too scared to ever turn those lights off.
I know, right? At what point in this game do you think it stopped being like kind of a horror game, or did it ever stop feeling scary for you?
There was a point where I realised logically it wasn't going to be a horror game, which I'm sure you know where I'm on about, and we'll point it out when it happens. But even right up until the end, I was still convinced it was going to double back on itself and take a really dark turn.
Like, when was the murder going to come out, right?
Exactly. There's things like, have you heard about the thing with the crucifix that can happen?
I remember seeing that weird kind of altar place behind the...
Oh no, this is a different one. I'll point this
okay.
out because if you'd seen it, you'd know. So I'll point it out when we get to it.
Okay.
But
I
it's in
remember
the secret staircase.
when I first played through this, I remember staring at this for a while. You're like trying to follow the I'm horrible with directions when it comes to driving.
But you're trying to memorize this as like, okay, well, I'm going to need this for a puzzle.
Kind of, yeah. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it's exactly what I was thinking. But yeah, I went into like every single room, just kind of started pretty much rummaging through the house like this wasn't even my own home. So.
Yeah, there's this weird sort of disconnect that even while you're meant to be playing as Katie, it doesn't. Well, I was going to say that's kind of intentional. You're meant to be you're playing as Katie, who she doesn't know this house either because the rest of the family have moved during the year she's been away. So you're coming back to a house that's your home, but that you've never been to, which I think I don't know when that came up as a design choice in the creation of the game, but I think that's brilliant for helping you to empathise with the character you play as. There is a really good narrative reason why you don't know much about your own home.
I thought the attention to detail was really good too. Like just for the things that you pick up, like it's very much like a slice of life kind of thing. Like you pick up magazines and it's ironic. Sorry, it's ironic. It says freelancing tips and tricks from the pros. So.
Yeah, I need that. I need that magazine. I need these freelancing tips.
And I guess to play off the horror theme, you're like, hey, look, Stephen King, author magazine.
I hadn't thought of that before. Well done. That's what I love about coming back to this game, the little details that I don't notice until, going back again.
Like the things like the invoices and some other things, like I don't think, I didn't necessarily read into them until later, but like I didn't kind of make the connection, kind of try and make connections where there might not be, like, oh, this is kind of means something like a little bit later, or you kind of just file it away. I remember you writing a little bit about the kind of Terrence Greenbrier arc.
Dear Katie, so much has changed.
Oh, yeah.
Even just since you've been away.
Yeah, Terrence Greenbrier, his
I'm
arc.
in a new school. My big sister being gone for a year doesn't make it any easier. It doesn't feel real. But I'm not gonna let it faze me. I used to tell you everything, and if I can't do it in person, because you're off gallivanting around who knows where, I'll tell it to this journal. Just like I was talking to you.
Alright, so since you missed a little bit of it, I'll go into the menu, I'll go back to the journal again. There's the text right there. It's interesting the way they want